So, I haven't been honest with y'all about who I am. I haven't been honest with myself about who I am in a really long time. Um, I'm in a shift where I cannot be inauthentic anymore. I will not live in a way that doesn't highlight who I am to my core. And most of my life, that version of me has been diluted in some way to make life easier for me as a unique person. And if we're gonna use linear time, last year, so 2025, the message I kept getting was, your throne is beckoning you. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do this throne. This new shift, this shift that is overflowing from that, is the message is now, this is the great remembering. This is the remembering, where your DNA is literally activated from consistently pulling veils of illusions away, removing these illusions. But it's only possible if you're taking self-accountability. It's only possible if you're asking questions like, why am I participating in this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? How did I contribute to this? Instead of, why are they doing this to me? You switch your mindset from victim to being responsible is literally what I'm in the process of fully embodying. And I can't keep deluding myself to fit an algorithm or to get likes and follows on Instagram and TikTok, because TikTok is called TikTok because it is around the clock harvesting energy from every millisecond. People are on that app, obsessed with it. It has dumbed down society so much by making our, maybe I don't want to include myself in that collective, making people's attention span like 1 second. Making people famous for doing absolutely nothing. Yes, I will agree that there's a lot of good information on there. It's super educational if you use it in that way. But even I noticed myself listening to people talk about things I'm interested in, and I still swipe away. And it just does not serve my mission and purpose that I'm in right now. My mission and purpose that I'm in currently is to be more present in my everyday life, to be more present in this physical community that I created up here at this, on the top of this mountain, with these beautiful people who are here working on themselves. And to be authentic, so authentic that my standards, I've accepted how high they are, and my boundaries are really strong. And I'm not letting people, I'm not concerning myself with the comfort of others over myself anymore. I am going to choose me in every situation, as long as it comes from a place of love and not a place of punishment. And that is the biggest place where we choose to treat people that we love as we punish them in little ways, big ways, little ways. There's so much punishment that occurs, and that's, well, he upset me, so I'm not going to talk to him for, the rest of the day. I'm going to make sure he knows, or I'm not going to make him food for the rest, whatever the story is, or she's just not going to have to get a text back for until she says I'm sorry. Punishment, 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 and all this does is it creates more disharmony in our life. So for me, my most authentic state is to go, hey, actually, this energetic investment we're in, it isn't aligned for me anymore. I feel drained when I'm with you, or I feel drained when I discuss this, or I feel drained when I take this action, this job, whatever it may be. So I'm just not going to do that anymore. And all what that automatically does is it triggers us to say, you're selfish and people aren't going to like you if you continue to do this. And so we go, maybe I shouldn't stand up for myself so strongly. And the punishment world. I talk about this in my Shadow Work Bible because it's a big one. And I know that I've done, women, we abuse our power all the time because we know that we can. And if we can abuse our power by getting what we want because of our bodies, or even just, like I was just saying, all abusing my power of, okay, well, this is my baby and I'm not going to let you see them if you continue to act this way. I mean, abusing our power because we're the mothers. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. We're here to talk about authenticity. So back to how I haven't been honest with y'all about who I am. And it's really sad. When I recognized that I'm not showed up in my truth fully, it hurt. Because I didn't really see that until just now. And who I am is, I have way more depth than a 7-second reel, than using a hook to make sure I can get people's attention just to hopefully be able to spread my message inside of a 2,200 character caption. When I started Mama Shell with long 20-minute videos of me just transmitting information that I was going through. I wasn't pulling it out of the sky. I wasn't talking to source. I wasn't getting downloads. I was activating my cell memory and I was remembering this stuff. And then I would go through the shadow work of it and I would transmit it. And I had just progressively gotten more and more diluted to match an algorithm that I don't want to fucking be a part of anymore. I don't want to be in an algorithm. I want to be in a community where everyone that's there, that's showing up, is for the right reason, not to just bash one another if we don't agree, right? So this is me repatterning my energetic investments. And it's taken a lot of courage to do this. And when I started Mama Shell, I was talking to aliens. I was sharing all of my cool, crazy, amazing things about interdimensional travel and multidimensional realities, and I just stopped because I thought that it was too much for people, that I thought that because my information hit such a small collective that I wouldn't be able to grow. And in that old version of me, I wanted that. I wanted a bigger platform, and now that's not what I want. What I want is more connection. And I want more authenticity from me. I want to put down this mic and I want to walk away and I want to be like, fuck yeah, I shared everything on my heart. And so that's what I'm doing from now on. And I want to go live because I don't want to edit any videos. I want to be raw. I don't want to be scripted. I want to be raw right here in front of you. And then we can have the discussion of all the things going on in the world. So that's where I am. And I think that's where a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are pretty disgusted with scrolling apps. And I believe that this entire experience, this human experience, was to come into a contained environment, this body, and another contained environment, this planet. As they planned it, it's just a plane of existence, enclosed. It's anyway, we're kind of like prisoners on in this plane of existence that we decided to join, to sign up for. And we came here to experience emotions, because in our highest form, whenever we're just free fluid energy, not contained, we don't feel those things. So we're here to feel them, which is our nervous system. And so because of our nervous system is out of whack for almost everybody, especially it starts at birth. They birth you into an environment where there's strangers all around you, and fluorescent lights and asbestos-filled blankets, and they harvest your foreskin or take your organs. All of that's a shock to the nervous system. And it starts then and it continues on for the rest of our lives, everything. Social media is a shock to our nervous system. The dopamine hits that people are getting are a shock to our nervous system. So to repattern all of that, which is the remembering, this remembering that we are in is going to shift things. I predict some major shifts occurring. Things like social media apps dropping because people want to be more authentic. People want to be connected. They don't want to just scroll anymore. They don't want to just scroll and view and then feel empty. People want connection. And we're going to be able to do that through conversations like this and not just me putting a 7-second video up hoping that that the depth drops, because it's not going to drop in 7 seconds. And I had to accept that. And so the remembering that we are in, it comes after the awakening. The remembering is where we can no longer stay in the same cycles that we've been in. Our ancestral knowledge is begging to be heard, felt, moved, released, transmitted. And people are going to be shifting and realizing that they want those old versions of themselves to disappear. And the only way for them to truly disappear is to repattern our neural pathways. And the best way to do that, digital shadow work, emotional, spiritual shadow work, and then there's physical shadow work. And the physical shadow work paired with the spiritual shadow work is going to help all of these things release, repattern, and reset. Which is why I'm doing my lives every morning where I'm doing both of those things. So I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be speaking like this to people. And all of the information that I remember on a regular basis, I'm going to be sitting here in front of you. I'm not going to be in a hurry. I'm going to be in a calm state so that I can deliver this information. And it's going to get weirder, and I'm excited about that. The nervous system, the information yesterday that was really coming through that I've been processing, going through some big karmic shifts around finances and around money. The big information yesterday was the nervous system. Everything is a war on our nervous system. And until we start recognizing that, even the name nervous system makes people not want to look into it, because nervous, it makes it sound like it's bad. I think that was the design, because if we called it something like our emotional system, which is what it is, people would want to be more attached to it. So even rewiring that, like our entire emotional system, our nervous system, relies on how much we can manage our emotions. And without tools, we don't know how to do that. And we're not taught those tools until now. Now people are teaching about the tools to manage our emotional system. And we're going to live a lot longer because of it. And there's going to be a major decrease in illnesses because of it. We're at the threshold of the breaking point. We're at the threshold of new earth, old earth, and the complete separation. My predictions for 2026 to 2028 are many people are going to be leaving big cities. They will not stay in these big cities because they can literally feel their energy being harvested. They can see things differently now because there's more people who have woken up. So the collective lens has shifted. And so people who were already awake, they're now like extra awake, and their cells have come alive. Our DNA has come alive, and we can't not unsee it anymore. We can't put a blinder on so that it passes us. It's so in our face because it's in our nervous system. It's in our emotional system. So what's going to happen are people are going to be leaving the cities, and those cities are going to start filling more with real mind-controlled people who want to be a part of smart cities. This is great, because the more people who live out in rural places that aren't controlled, that raises the frequency. That raises the frequency, and this is where we're starting to have the disconnect. I can see that what it looks like in my mind, and it's like two worlds just separate, and we have energy that's in between them, and we can pass over into that world. But many of us are going to put down our scrolling apps. Many of us are going to be growing our food, harvesting all of our own food, and that's the full separation. This is part of the remembering. This is why all of this is coming out right now. These files, it's old news, but it's coming out. It's being dropped right now because we hit a new level of consciousness. So I see a lot of things happening. There was something else that I wrote down. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to come back to that. Oh, I do believe this is the last U.S. president will be Trump. I don't think there's going to be a presidency after that. Something's going to happen. So that should be fun. All right, I'm going to go now and make some breakfast. So I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.